In this video, I'm going to give you an in-depth checklist of the 13 required documents you're going to need to obtain a long-term study visa in Italy from the New York Consulate. Hi, my name is Daniela Ruiz and I'm currently studying architecture in Italy for the next 6 months. If this is something that you're wanting to do, stay tuned for this video. Grab a notebook because it's going to be a lot of information and you do not want to miss anything. So let's get started. So there are lots of required documents that the New York Consulate of Italy is asking for at your appointment, and so we want to make sure that you get everything that you need. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that this is very clear. You're going to want a original copy and a photo or scanned copy of every single document in this list. This is what the visa office requires. And so you want to make sure that you have a copy or even 3 copies just to be on the safe side of each required document in this list. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is a valid passport. So you need to make sure that your passport is going to be valid for at least 3 to 6 months past your stay in Italy. So for example, my passport expires in like 3 years from now, so I am good to go, I'm set. But if my passport expired in December and I'm staying in Italy till December, I would have to get a whole new passport. So if that's you, do that first, because that's its own process by itself and that will take some time. But if you already have a passport, check that it's going to be valid for 3 to 6 months past the time of your stay in Italy. Item 2 is photocopies of your driver's license and your student ID. So you can just copy the front and the back of both of these documents and then you'll be all set. Item 3 is a passport size photo. This has to be recent, this has to be in color, this has to be to the size that's written on their website. I think if you just go to CVS and just ask them for a passport size photo, that should be a-okay. Item 4 is a completed visa application form. You're gonna wanna download the application form from the website. The link will be in my description, and you want to accurately fill out every single box on the form. I know that the application is not in English, it's in Italian, but I think I found an English version. I could probably find it and link it down below. But if not, you have an app on your phone. If you're an iPhone user, if you're an Android user, you probably have a similar app where you can just take a picture and translate it. That will be your best friend, not only now, but when you're in Italy. So definitely translate and make sure you're accurately filling out each piece and box in the application. Item 5 is a letter of acceptance from the school in Italy. So you want to obtain an official letter from the school that you're going to study in Italy. This letter should be on their official letterhead, and it should include the enrollment status, the program, the duration, your schedule, how long, what days your classes are, dates of the program. You can even include the brochures of the program. Just the more information that you provide the visa office, the better. And if this is something that they need to mail to you because you do need an official letterhead, have them mail it to you in advance. And if they can, maybe ask them to make copies as well. When I first emailed the school of what I needed, our school knew that we needed a visa process because they knew how long we were staying, so they did send us the required documents. However, when I first went to my visa appointment, the visa office did ask for more information from me about the school that I couldn't provide on hand. So you want to make sure that you provide so much more information than they're asking for on the website, because they will ask for more and you will be stuck and have to go back. So just make sure that you provide so much more information than they're actually asking for. Item 6 is your transcript and letter from your current school in the United States. So you need to get an official transcript, make a copy of that transcript, and you're also going to need a letter from your school stating your status. So for example, this is one of the items that I didn't have at my first appointment because I didn't know I had to bring that. But what I had my school do was, because I was graduating that semester really, I had them write what my status was as a student, what classes I'm enrolled in, how many credits I have, my status as a student. So like if I'm graduating if I'm a senior or not. Basically just providing information to the consulate from your school, letting them know what your status is as a student. If you're finding value in this video so far, leave a like and subscribe to this channel and continue watching for more. Item 7 is proof of financial means. So you have to literally demonstrate that you can sufficiently live in Italy by yourself and you don't need any financial help. Now, I know that can kind of like sound scary. It's like, well, I'm a student, like I don't have that much money, but they do want proof of that because they do want to make sure that you can provide for yourself sufficiently while studying in Italy. They want to make sure that you can cover your living expenses and food and transportation and all of that fun stuff while you're here. The letter you're going to need to provide is from the bank. So it will have their letterhead, it will provide what type of account you have, how much money you have in the account number, when it was opened, all of this information, just so they can see that you have enough money to sustain for however long you stay in Italy or travel abroad in general. The amount of how much that you need to show is on the website, and I can provide it down below in the description, but just make sure that you have enough funds to show them that you're independent and that you don't need help and that you can provide for yourself. You know, that's what they want to know. I also recommend getting a travel credit card. This way you can build credit, for one, and two, show them that you have another mean of financial stability. So you're not relying just on cash, like that you have cards in place set up. So basically for this, you're gonna want another bank statement just outlining your credit limit. Item 8, you need to have proof of accommodation. So this is basically where you're staying. They want to know that you already have everything set up as far as living situation. They want to make sure that you have somewhere that you're staying and that you plan on staying and that you already discussed with the people and made those arrangements. So what I provided at my visa appointment was the contracts that we had signed for the apartment that I'm staying at in Italy. We provided them in English and in Italian because that's how we got them, and it's an Italian consulate, so you just gotta be sure. So we had it in both languages. I also provided them with the receipts of my deposit to the apartment, as well as other things like a brochure or just more information overall of the apartment arrangement. So definitely try and get contracts, receipts, all of that stuff. Item 9 is health insurance coverage. They want to make sure that if anything happens to you while you are studying abroad, you are covered. So you have to be sure to research what insurance agencies cover your length of stay in Italy. For example, I went with the Atlas International Plan at worldtrips.com, and I got full coverage on my health insurance while I'm studying in Italy for 6 months for only around $240. So there's a lot of options, but that is one of them, and they want to make sure that you are covered. Item 10 is your flight itinerary. So you have to provide a copy of the flight itinerary. So when you're coming and when you're leaving, on the website they will ask for just a one-way depending on how long you're staying. However, when you're buying a plane ticket, it could just be cheaper just to get a round-trip ticket overall. So that's what I did, and I also just wanted to provide them with when I'm leaving, so they know that I'm only staying for the time that I'm getting the visa. So there's no questions. I didn't want, oh, well, when are you leaving? You know, like I just plain and simple, this is when I'm coming, this is when I'm leaving, and that's that. Again, the more information, the better. Item 11 is your money order. This is how you're going to pay for your visa. So the amount is going to be on the consulate's website, and you're going to fill it out and address it to the Consulate General of Italy, and their address is on their website. Everything to fill out the money order is on their website, but make sure you have that in hand because that is one of the most important things that you're going to need. You have to pay for it, so you have to provide them with way of payment. Item 12 is a declaration of mailing passports. So this is also on their website, which I will link down below. This is when you're just signing off and saying, yes, it's okay that you send my passport and etc. So you're just gonna wanna read that document, fill it out, print it, provide copies, etc. And finally, item 13, your mailing envelope. You are going to want to get a self-addressed, prepaid, US Postal Mail Express flat rate envelope so they can send your passport back to you once it's done being processed. It's one of those flat paper envelopes. You're gonna wanna fill it out, have everything ready, put the stamps on there, address it to yourself, and that's it. And so once you get that, then you're pretty much all set. Those are the 13 items that you're going to need for your visa appointment. I also just want to say again, have a copy of everything. I had about 3 copies of everything just to be sure. I know they just want an original and a copy, but provide the original, provide a copy, and provide an extra copy, just so you have everything 3 times. And when I say copy of everything, I don't mean just items 1 through 10. I mean items 1 through 13. Like, even scan your envelope, scan the money order, just scan everything so you have a copy and you have proof of this is what I provided at my appointment, and that's it. And you should be well on your way. You should be good. And I do just want to say again, if you're at your appointment and you have all of this information, just be aware that they can ask for more information, and they probably will, because they just want to make sure that you are who you say you are, that you have crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, like have everything prepared. And for us, we did have to end up going back to the appointment for a second time because I didn't have my letter from the school, which I didn't know I needed at the time, and just to get a few more things, which, by the way, they didn't even end up asking for all the things they did ask me for. But being overly prepared is better because you don't have to go back a second time. Fingers crossed. I hope this video helped you. I hope your notebook is full of notes. I hope you're not overwhelmed either. I just wanted to provide as much information as I can from my experience at the New York Consulate. I know this time for me was like very hectic. There was paperwork everywhere, but here's a quick tip just to stay organized. Use little sticky notes, and like those little skinny ones, like not the big ones, like the skinny ones that are in all different colors. Like, use that to stay organized and label each document. Like, put passport, put this, put that, put your accommodation, put your flight. Just write everything out, so when they ask, because they're not gonna ask in any particular order. I thought they were gonna go in order, and they did not. They said, give me the flight, give me your ID, give me your accommodation. I was like, what? We're not even going in order. So I was kind of like a mess, and the little cubicle is so small. You barely have any table room to put your documents down. So just stay organized with those sticky notes, because they will help, and it'll just make the process and the experience a little bit better for you. If you found value in this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. If you still have questions about certain things that I did not answer, just leave the comment below and I will get right to it. I will answer it for you in the best way that I can. So good luck with your visa process. I hope that you enjoy your study in Italy. I know I am. It's very fun. I have lots of things planned, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Ciao.